Welcome back, students. This is your Dean, CountXevious. I hope you guys had a great Vortex Cup meta. I enjoyed it to the fullest. I could not play as many tournaments as I thought, but I had a very good one and I took it and left. That's it. We are now going to make a meta simplified for the newest Silph meta for the month of April, and that is the Prismatic Cup. I do find that this is a very fun cup. It's going to be a lot of team building, and I'm definitely going to enjoy that. The rules for this cup are pretty simple. You have a white list of Pokemon, basically a list of Pokemon that are approved to be a part of this cup. And they are then categorized into different color codes, and you have to pick one from each of these color categories. On top of this, the extra bands are basically your Megas and Shadow Pokemon. So that's it, let's get straight into this meta. It's a bit complicated, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible for you. First up, you have the boxes that we usually have. So based on typing, I'm going to put Pokemon into boxes, and I'm going to put the most dominant one at the top, and then following is just going to be X beats Y, Y beats Z, and so on. So we have the fighters. The top fighter is actually Hitmonchan. I also like Hitmonchan in this cup because it has a lot of coverage, and coverage could be essential into building a solid team. So Hitmonchan is at the top of the fighters, followed by Blaziken, Escavalier, Hitmontop, Lucario, and Sudowoodo in fighters. And when it comes to your water types, you have Lantern at the top. Of course, Lantern is a water electric, so it beats most of the other waters. Followed by Ludicolo. I put Ludicolo here as a Razor Leaf user. As a Razor Leaf user, it does have a lot of really strong matchups. Followed by Rainy Castform, Quagsire, Celio, and Geogong. Quag is not up there because it loses in a way to Rainy Castform and Ludicolo, but it is one of the water boys that can definitely beat the Lantern because it's a mud boy. In the fire types, you have Ninetales at the top. Yes, Ninetales at the top. These are not bait dependent matchups. So yes, I've put Talonflame at the bottom, but Talonflame is at the bottom for the reason because you need to land the Brave Bird on the Ninetales, the Brave Bird on the Charizard, and the Brave Bird on the Sunny Castform for your win. And then you have the grass types. The grass types are at the top. Of the grass types is going to be your Chestnut. Yes, there is a huge place, or maybe there is a place for Ivysaur, but according to me, I am not very confident of its place in the meta. So Chestnut is at the top, followed by Ferrothorn. I put Jumpluff in between these two because if you have Ferrothorn with Flash Cannon, it can pick up Jumpluff, and Jumpluff beats Chestnut. So it's basically a love triangle, a love-hate triangle between these three. And below this is the, let's say, conventional grass types, which is Meganium, Critili, and Shiftry. Also, don't forget that these Pokemon are color-coded so that you can also have a picture of what color you have. So basically, at the end of the meta, you can just look at it and then pick one color and what Pokemon you want, and then put it into a team and see how that works and go from there. All right, so these complete, let's say, our rectangle of life. So basically how this works is that the fire types, they beat the grass types beat the water types have a decent matchup against the fighters have a decent matchup against the water types, and the same goes for the fighting type against the grass types. But the main exception here is the Jumpluff. Jumpluff has a pretty decent matchup against most of the fighters because of its part flying typing. So if you want like a grass type Pokemon that's going to do well against the fighters, Jumpluff is your guy. The only weakness for Jumpluff is that it's unfortunately double weak to the ice types. Okay, so I put this rectangle down there to form a rectangle square down there to form a base, and on top of the base is where we're going to place our Prismatic Cup Pokemon, the Prism Pokemon, and that is your Hypno. Why I'm putting Hypno up there is only because Hypno has a lot of play. Hypno has a reasonable matchup against the grass types if you're running Ice Punch. Hypno has a reasonable matchup against the water types if you're running Thunder Punch. Hypno can do well against the fighters. Hypno destroys the fighters. And Hypno also has favorable matchup against the fire types if you're running Shadow Ball. So basically Hypno is going to be your ace of spades in this cup. What you do is you build a team, and if you really don't have a Pokemon to fill the yellow and white spot, Hypno is your guy, and Hypno can cover what you are weak to. So work around that, make a Hypno, make a bunch of Hypnos, experiment and see what you can do. That's why I put it at the top. And when you look at it, you still need to have a little bit an other perspective, another side of the prism, basically. So if you mirror the prism at the bottom, you will have your Dragonites and Flygon. Dragonite and Flygon, again, they do well against the waters, they do well against the, let's say the fighters, they do well against the fire types, they do well against the grass types. That's where your decision process should come in. That's why Flygon is ranked so highly up, is that core of Hypno plus Flygon is very, very difficult to overcome. And Dragonite and Dragon Breath damage, as you might have seen from the double dragons in the Vortex Cup, is very oppressive. So that's one of the reasons why Dragonite is down there in the prism. All right, so now that we do have, let's say, a diamond, basically a mirrored prism at the top, prism at the bottom. You can pick whichever direction you want to go for your team building. And then you need counters and save swaps for this game. Okay, some of the best save swaps, including Flygon, is available in the green plus black category. So if you want another save swap and don't want to play Flygon, you can pick one of these. This is going to be your Snorlax's, Munchlax's, Alolan Mux, and another alternative if you're not running Hypno is going to be your Frostlass. Frostlass is also the same category, yellow plus white, as the Hypno. So these save swaps, not only do they do very well as a save swap in this meta, they also do very well against a Hypno. Munchlax can also do very well against Flygon and Dragonite, so basically it's just lick damage and bulk. Alolan Muk, plenty of coverage with Dark Pulse, which hits neutral to so many other Pokemon, and Sludge Wave or Gunk Shot or whatever it is that you want to run on the Amok. It also has plenty of coverage. So that's going to be your save swaps. So the last category that I put in here is the RPS enabler. Basically, it could make your team a little bit RPS-y by using this Pokemon because of how hard counted it can get. And that Pokemon is Probopass. Why does it make RPS-y? Because one, it can get hard counted. Two, it can hard counter Pokemon. Probopass does so well against Hypno, against the fire types, against the flying types, and against the ice types. For example, if you have a team that has, let's say, a Talonflame, Probopass just destroys a Talonflame. Talonflame has no play whatsoever. And a team that's running Dragonite, you would probably take out the Dragonite. You can just farm it down, and that's how good Probopass is. But as I said before, it makes you a little bit RPS-y. There you have it, folks. Your Prismatic Cup meta simplified. I know this is not the easiest metas to team build. So what we're going to do is that we are having a Twitch podcast. Basically, we are going live with the previous showdown winner, Dancing Rob, and top 100, Silph top 100 Tati, and I think also Silph top 150 or 100 Raging Taz. And we're going to discuss about the meta and also have an extensive session on team building. So you guys should definitely drop in there. We're going to go Tuesday, 19 hours Brussels time. See you there. If you like this video, please don't hesitate to take a screenshot, share it with friends. If I have missed something, please always drop it down in the comment section below. I will definitely get back to you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See ya.